Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Giri Banadhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Muspa Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Sattva Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Swami Prabhupada ki jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai Navacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki jai Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti ki jai Sri Radha Krishna Bhog Gopinath Sam Khand Radha Khand Giri Govardhan ki jai Vrindavan Dham ki jai Navadvip Dham ki jai Ganga Mai ki jai Jamuna Mai ki jai Guru Dwarka Dham ki jai Swami Bhaktivedanta ki jai all glories to that all glories to that thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 5th chapter, text number 23. Aham puratita bhave bhavam mune dasyastu kasyaschana vedavadinam nirupito balaka eva yoginam shushrushane pravrishinirvivikshatam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O Muni, in my past life, in the last millennium, I was born as the son of a certain maid servant engaged in the service of Brahmanas who were following the principles of Vedanta. When they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season, I was engaged in their personal service. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The wonder of an atmosphere surcharged with devotional service to the Lord is briefly described herein by Sri Narada Muni. He was the son of the most insignificant parentage. He was not properly educated. Still, because his complete energy was engaged in the service of the Lord, he became an immortal sage. Such is the powerful action of devotional service. The living entities are the marginal energy of the Lord, and therefore they are meant for being properly utilized in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. When this is not done, one situation is called Maya. Therefore, the illusion of Maya is at once dissipated as soon as one's full energy is converted in the service of the Lord instead of in sense enjoyment. From the personal example of Sri Narada Muni in his previous birth, it is clear that the service of the Lord begins with the service of the Lord's bona fide servants. The Lord says that the service of his servants is greater than his personal service. Service of the devotee is more valuable than the service of the Lord. One should therefore choose a bona fide servant of the Lord, constantly engaged in his service, accept such a servant as the spiritual master, and engage himself in his service, the spiritual master's service. Such a spiritual master is the proportion to the service rendered. Utilization of the human energy in the service of the Lord is the progressive path of salvation. The whole cosmic creation becomes at once identical with the Lord as soon as service in relation with the Lord is rendered under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. The expert spiritual master knows the art of utilizing everything to glorify the Lord, and therefore, under his guidance, the whole world can be turned into the spiritual abode of the divine grace of the Lord's servant. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport.
The following is the class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 5th chapter, text number 23. Given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on 13th of August 1974 in Vrindavan, India.
Puratita bhave abhavam mune dashyas pasyas chanavedavadinam nirupita balaka eva yoginam Shushrushane pravisi nid vivikshatam. So, this is the previous life history of Narada Muni. Narada Muni is explaining about his previous life to Vyasdev. What was the previous life? The son of a maid servant. Maid servant means Sudrani, not born of a Brahmin family, low class maid servant. So, from this position, Narada Muni became the greatest Muni. He is describing his own life. This is the most important point. That first of all, he was a boy, 3, 4 or 5 years old boy, no knowledge. And second point is that he was not born in a very high-grade family, aristocratic family, rich family, no. Maid servant son. He did not give any information of his father also. Dasya. Dasya means there is no certainty who is father. Dashi. Dashi putra. Formerly, big man, especially Kshatriyas, just like when Vasudeva was married with Devaki. So, with Devaki, many hundreds maid servants are given with Vasudeva. That is the system, especially among the Kshatriyas. When a Kshatriya king is married, then along with the queen, many girlfriends of the queen, they are also taken away. This is also a nice solution of social problem. Yeah. because female population is always greater than the male. And therefore, the royal order, they would accept all these girls as associates. And sometimes they would be pregnant and there will be son. They are called Dasi Putra. They are not neglected. They are equally taken care of. But they were not heir to the throne. Only the married wife's son, just like Vidura. Vidura's birth was like that. Vidura was not born of the queen, but made son. And Dhritarashtra, he took him as his brother. There was no discrimination because one is born of the maid servant. No, equal treatment. Only the restriction was they would not inherit the throne. That was the system. So here, of course, it appears Narada Muni was not of that kind of Dasiputra, ordinary Dasiputra. Because such Dasi or the maid servant, they do not come out for common service. They remain within the palace. So the point is that Narada Muni in his previous life was not very recognized family, neither Brahmin nor nothing of the sort. Still, he became next life the Narada Muni. Now what is the cause? What the cause is Nirupita Balakeva Yogina. I was appointed a boy servant of the devotees. The importance is that devotee is so important that if anyone renders a little service, then he becomes elevated to the spiritual life. What balaka means, there was a boy. You boy, bringing this or do this, just wash my cloth or just set up my bedding, like that. This much servant or wash this dish. So, the devotional service is so powerful, but doing this will be described later. Simply by doing this little service to the yogina, you are so blessed that next life he became Narada. This point is very important. That is being explained. Another point is that when one is situated, Narada, after this life, he became situated in the spiritual life. The spiritual life, therefore, he was able to go anywhere. Narada is traveling all over the universe, not only within this material world, in the spiritual world. He goes to see Narayana in the spiritual world. This boy is sleeping. Go backside. Those who will sleep can go backside. So, this is one point. That in spiritual life, one is free to move. There is no requisition of this aeroplane or even in this material world. Those who are very highly elevated, that is called, they live in the Siddha Loka. There is described in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Siddha Loka. Of Siddha Loka, the inhabitants of the Siddha Loka, they don't require any plane. They can go Because Siddha means the inhabitants in that planet, they are all perfect in Ashtasiddhi Yoga. By yogic perfection, one can travel in the space. Just like Durvasa Muni, he traveled in the space. When there was chasing by the Sudarshan Chakra, he by yogic power, he fled from one place to another, he entered the spiritual nature and saw Vishnu personally. Still he was condemned. The Sudarshan Chakra was after him, chasing. He tried to insult Ambarish Maharaj, Vishnu. So he want to kill, not only insult, but he want to kill him. A demon was immediately produced by his hair. The yogis can do that. Anima, Lagima, Prapti, Siddhi, whatever they like, immediately brought one demon. But Vaishnava, Maharaj Ambarish was neither yogi nor he could display any yogic perfection, but he was protected by Krishna, by the Sudarshan Chakra. This is Vaishnavas. Just Vaishnava do not require to practice any yogic power to become materially powerful. He doesn't require. Simply he surrendered to Krishna, makes him all power. This is the position of Vaishnava. Vaishnava, they do not care for all this yogic power. They depend on Krishna. And who can be? Krishna is the Yogeshwara, all master. Jatra Krishna, Jatra Hari Yogeshwara. So, if one takes shelter of the Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic power, why you should bother about this yogic power? A poor man may try to earn money by hard labor, but one who is a very, very rich man's son, why should he live? The father's money is sufficient. Similarly, a devotee, a sincere devotee, he is under the protection of Krishna, and under the protection of Krishna means under the protection of all 6 kinds of opulences. Riches, then strength, then reputation, wisdom, renunciation, beauty, the 6 kinds of opulence. Krishna under jang labdha chaparang labhang mannate nadhakam tato. This is stated. Because if you get some or other Krishna's favor, then there is no question of any more profit. Sufficient profit. We have got everything. Simply be sincere to the service of Krishna, then you have got everything. There is no need of trying for this or that. Jasmin sthite guru rapi dukkhena na vichallati. If one is situated under the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, then guru rapi dukkhena na vichallati. If there is dangerous type of inconvenience, then he is not disturbed. He knows. Just like Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. There are many instances. His father, Hiranyakasipu, was giving him trouble, chastising. He was patient, not disturbed. So be sure that if you have actually taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, there is no question of death. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasati. And Krishna confirms it. Kaunteya, my dear Arjuna, You declare to the world, the my devotee will be never vanquished by any enemy. That is Krishna's assurance. So why should we try to, of course, if Krishna's order is there, that is another thing. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was ordered by Krishna, you fight. When Krishna says you fight, you must fight. Not that Krishna says you fight and you say, no, I have taken your shelter, why shall I fight? No, that's not. That is disobedience. When Krishna says you fight, you must fight. What our life should be that whatever Krishna says, that is full surrender. Or his representative says, that is my life. Vishwanath Chakravarti has explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhavashatmika buddhi rekiha kurunandan. Bahushaka anantas. Buddhi abhyavasaya. So we should be fixed up on the order of Krishna coming through the spiritual master. Then our life is success. This is the secret of success in spiritual life. Just saprasadad bhagavat prasad. This is assured. We have to please the spiritual master. And if he is pleased, then Krishna. The argument that we do not see Krishna personally, how we can satisfy? You satisfy your spiritual master, then Krishna is pleased. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Jasya prasadat. And if you want to please directly Krishna and show your spiritual master plantain, then nagati kutopi, it will be all useless. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Jasya aprasadat nagati kutopi. So this Narada Muni's history is very interesting. That he was not educated, a boy, not coming from cultured family, made servant son. The only qualification was that nirupita balaka eva yogina. He was engaged as a boy servant to the yogis. So, how he got this opportunity? That is Sushushane. Sushushane means in service. Prabrisi during the rainy season. Because saintly persons, mendicants, sannyasis, their business is to travel. Travel. When, of course, something established, then a sannyasi can rest. Paramahansa stage. When there are many disciples, workers going on, then he can take rest. Otherwise, it is the business of the sannyasi to travel. So, these yogis or the sannyasis, they are traveling all over the world or the country or the province. The business is tough. But during rainy season, because it is very difficult, formally there was no aeroplane, and might be, but they were not traveling, they were walking. So, for this 4 months rainy season, they used to take shelter at a nice place in a pilgrimage and wait until the rainy season is finished. They would not go out. That is called Chaturmas. This is the meaning of Chaturmas. So, the Narada Muni got this opportunity. Now you can calculate. This is knowledge. Then he had the opportunity to serve these yogis for 4 months only. Not more than that. And he became known. Just understand how much powerful is service to the Vaishnava, devotees. And that is also confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Kirat hunand purinda pukkasha abhira sambha javana khasadaya jenne cha papa jad upasraya sraya suddhanti. Jad upasraya sraya means if anyone takes the shelter of the devotee, upasraya asraya, the devotee takes the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, and if somebody else takes the shelter of the lotus feet of the devotee, Shuddhanti, becomes purified. This is our Krishna consciousness movement. And who becomes purified? Kirata hunanda purinda pukkasha abhira sambhaja. All the people who are less than the Shudras, they are called Panchamas, fifth grade. First grade Brahmana, second grade Kshatriya, third grade Vaishya, fourth grade Shudra, and all others, fifth grade. They are called Chandalas. The Chandalas, the sweeper, the cobbler, low grade. Still, in India, this fifth grade persons only, they eat meat, pigs, and sometimes cows, fifth grade. Now it has become a practice, and he is a first grade. You just see what was the business of the fifth grade man, that has become the business of the so-called politicians. You see? So, if you are ruled by the fifth grade man, then how you can be happy? It's not. How there can be any social tranquility? That is not possible. But even the fifth grade man, he can be purified by Krishna consciousness. Therefore, there is great need of this, because at the present moment, there is no first class man, no first grade man, no second grade man, maybe third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, like that. But they can be purified. That is the only process is this Krishna consciousness movement. Anyone can be purified. Mangi partha vipasritya jipishu papajuna. They are called papajuni. Born in low grade sinful family. Papajuni. Krishna says, jipishu papajuna. Never mind. What kind of papajuni? Mangi partha, if he takes shelter of me, then the shelter can be taken because Krishna's representative is canvassing. So there is no scarcity. Simply one has to take shelter. That's all. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is to create this canvasser. Go everywhere. Amar Agga Guru Hayya Taro Eiti. Go. He used to send Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, and to canvass. Please chant Hare Krishna. Please chant Hare Krishna. Please surrender to Krishna. So there was a crowd on the street. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur saw. And they asked, what is this crowd? Oh, there are two brothers, Jogai and Madai, very troublesome. They are drunkards, woman hunters, and meat eaters. And they have created always trouble. So Nityananda Prabhu immediately decided, why not deliver this person first? Then my Lord's name will be glorified. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name will be glorified. This is the business of the disciple. How to glorify the spiritual master. Parampara. I glorify my spiritual master, you glorify your spiritual master. If we simply do that, glorify, then Krishna is glorified. And that was the decision of Nityananda Prabhu. That why not deliver these fallen souls first? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is to deliver the fallen souls. And there's no scarcity of fallen souls in this age. Potita pavana hetu tavo avata. Mosama potita prabhu na paiga. Narottam Das Thakur is placing himself to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, my dear Lord, your incarnation is to reclaim all these fallen souls. But I am the lowest of the fallen souls. So my claim is first. Kindly deliver. Mosama potita prabhu na paiga. Your determination is to deliver the fallen. So I am the first class fallen. Please accept. So, Kali Yuga, people are suffering. They are all fallen, all meat eaters, all drunkards, all 5th grade, 6th grade men. They are puffed up. But actually they are 5th, 6th and 10th grade men, not even gentlemen. Therefore my Guru Maharaj used to say that no gentleman can live. The society is so polluted. But there is opportunity of serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because the society is so fallen, therefore there is good opportunity to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's incarnation is to reclaim these fallen souls. So you have got the opportunity to serve Sri Chaitanya, to please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wanted the fallen souls to be delivered. Krishna also wanted. Jada jada hi grani bhavati bharat. Dharmasya grani bhavati bharat. Krishna comes. This is God's business is going on like that. He is very anxious to reclaim all these rascals who are rotting in this material world. Krishna is always anxious. He comes himself. He comes as devotee. He comes as senses, bona fide servant, bona fide son. So this is Krishna's concern, to reclaim all these fallen souls. Therefore, these are the opportunity. The yogina, they are traveling all over the world. Only during the rainy season, they are resting. Not that in other season, eating, sleeping. No. Because in the rainy season, to travel, there is inconvenience. Therefore, only 4 months. So during the 4 months, wherever they stay, simply being served by somebody else, like a boy servant, they become delivered. There was no question of preaching, simply giving the opportunity to serve. The fallen soul become delivered. But you must be competent, not to take service for nothing. Then you'll go to hell. If you are actually in spiritual position, then by giving others little opportunity to serve you, you will be delivered. No question of understanding the philosophy. The devotees must be so perfect. The system is therefore, as soon as one sees a devotee, falls down and touches the feet. This is the system. Because by touching the feet, Mahatpada Rajobhisekam. One is actually elevated to the spiritual life, and he takes the opportunity of touching his lotus feet, then he becomes devotee. This is the process. So here, how he became Narada Muni will be described, but here it is said. One thing is that when you are liberated, Just like in the Bhagavad Gita it is said that takta dehang punarjanma naiti mami. You become an associate of Narayan, Krishna, Vishnu. Then you can remember your past lives. Remember your past. Just like you can remember your dreams. I was dreaming like that. So this is all dream. Our this life at the present moment, because this body is false. So whatever we are acting, it is just like dream. Like in dream at night we also work. So this is gross dream and that is subtle dream. But real life is spiritual life. But we foolish people, we are taking this life as permanent life, permanent settlement. It is not permanent settlement. Here Narada Muni is saying, aham pura otito bhavi abhavam otito bhavi. This nature, just like everything material, bhutta praliyate, it appears for some time like bubbles in the ocean. Few seconds, again finished. The whole cosmic manifestation in which we are, millions and millions of years, it is just like a bubble in the ocean. It is just like a bubble. Bhutta praliyate, it is said in Bhagavad Gita. So, Narada Muni confirmed that formerly in the millennium, there is Brahma's night. When Brahma's night comes, then everything becomes devastated in water. Sahasra juga pajyantam arhajat brahmano vidu. First of all, Sahasra juga. One juga means 4,300,000 of years. Multiply it by 1,000. That is the period of manifestation. Now what is the period? 43 lakhs of years. And multiply it by 1,000. How many years? 4.3 billions of years, this thing will go on. And then again, this is Khanda Pralaya. Khanda Pralaya means when Brahma's day and night. But there is Mahapralaya. That will stay, you do not know how many millions of years. But this is called millennium. So Narada Muni remembers this. Therefore he says, aham pura otito bhave. This is called bhava. Bhava. Bhava means to come into existence and again finish. Just like this. Bhava samsara. It is called bhava samsara. Bhava samsara means I have got this body and it will be finished. Again I shall get another body, again it will be finished. So where is the science to understand these things? Who can explain? Where is the scientist? Pura, Utita, Bhave. Is there any scientist? Is there? So what is their knowledge? Very meager knowledge. 2 plus 2, that's all. And they are very much proud. Who can explain this? Pura, Utita, Bhave. They do not know Pura, they do not know Utita, Bhave. And Abhavam. And I existed. And I can remember. Is that perfection possible? But this is a fact. This is a fact. One may believe or not believe. They are making research in institutes. Big deal. Yesterday, Bonmana was speaking. What is this research? Research here. And Narada Muni said that in my previous life I was like this. Where is the research? comparing this or comparing that. Real research is real. If actually one is research scholar, now what does this Bhagavad say? Pura autito bhave. What is this? Go on research. That is real research. So, pura autito bhave abhavang mune, that is in the Vyas there, mune. So I was the son of a maid servant, and I was engaged as the boy servant of yogis, and they were taking rest for 4 months. So I had the opportunity of serving them 4 months as their boy servant, just to take whatever they left prasadam, I used to take to wash their dishes or to wash their cloth. In this way, he got the opportunity of serving perfect devotees for 4 months and became Narada. This is important. This is important. That simply by rendering salpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. He became Narada, when he was saved from the mahato bhaya, very great, fearful, dangerous position. What is that? Fearful, dangerous position. They do not care. We are so poor that we are always on the brink of dangerous position. If we don't utilize this life properly, I may fall down again to this cycle of birth and death. Tatha dehantara prapti, I shall get another body. There is no guarantee what kind of body I am going to get, I do not know. This foolish civilization is going. Save them by this Krishna consciousness. That is the best welfare activity. Thank you very much.